On 23rd September 2020, the Parliament passed three key labour reform bills, which are the Code on Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions, Industrial Relations Code and Social Security Code. This is the first major milestone in labour market reforms in over 3 decades. 4 labour code bills were first introduced in the Parliament in 2019, out of which these 3 were placed before the Parliament in September 2020, and one, which is the Code on Wages Bill 2019, has already been passed by the Parliament last year. Together, they consolidate the 29 central labour laws. Upon the passage of the bill, Labour Minister Santosh Gangwar stated that the purpose of labour reform is to provide a transparent system to suit the changing business environment, reduce complexities, improve ease of compliance and help both employers and workers. He said that for the first time, 50 crore workers of the organised and unorganised sectors, as well as the self-employed, are covered under minimum wage and social security laws. Platform and gig workers are now also covered under the Social Security Code, giving the government the power to formulate social security schemes for them. So, what are these codes and how do they affect the workers and their employers? First, the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code 2020 will consolidate and amend the laws regulating the occupational safety, health and working conditions of persons employed in an establishment and related matters. Secondly, the Industrial Relations Code 2020 seeks to consolidate and amend laws relating to trade unions, conditions of employment in industrial establishments or undertakings, and the investigation and settlement of industrial disputes. It will allow companies with under 300 workers to decide on termination and other services condition of employees without prior approval, as opposed to companies with less than 100 employees as of now. The Code on Social Security 2020 will amend and consolidate laws relating to social security with the goal to extend social security to all employees and workers, either in the organised or unorganised sector. The Social Security Code will extend the scope of the Employees State Insurance Corporation to all 740 districts in the country and that of the Employees Provident Fund organization to all institutions with 20 or more workers as well as the self-employed. A National Occupational Safety and Health Board under the Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code and a Social Security Fund under the Social Security Code will also be set up. Code on Wages Bill 2019 allows provisions of minimum wages as well as timely payment of wages to cover all employees in both the organised as well as unorganised sectors. The unorganised sector in general includes labour-intensive industries and small businesses employing less than 10 workers in total. Speaking in Lok Sabha, Information Minister Prakash Javadekar said that these historic bills will ensure justice for the workers. According to him, several provisions have been made in the bills including guaranteed minimum and timely wages, free health checkup facility and allowances for migrant workers to visit their homes once in a year. According to experts, there are several drawbacks of these bills that might negatively affect employees. So, what are these? The first major change encompasses the fact that threshold limits for issuing standing orders on work hours, wage rates, worker classification, holidays, wage days, termination of employment and grievance redressal mechanism by establishments have been raised from 100 workers to 300 workers. More devitalizing is the increase in the threshold level for securing prior government permission for closure of establishments and for layoffs and retrenchments of workers from 100 to 300. Though nearly 90% of India's workforce is in the informal sector with headcounts way below 300, however, the Labour Minister was of the view that the increase in the threshold would result in job creation and encourage employees to hire. The trade unions have already made known their displeasure against various aspects including the failure to universalize security benefits and the corporatization of the social security funds. Unions have also pointed out that legalization of fixed-term contracts will usher in the hire and fire policy from the back door and consequently shrink the number of permanent workers. The provision of the new law do not provide for a judicial mechanism for hearing disputes and restrict the workers' right to strike, which once again puts the workers at a disadvantage. However, the full impact of the new acts can be assessed only after the draft rules of the legislation are finalized in the coming months.